Three 12-year-old friends, Frank, Kevin, and Brad, are about to hide a time capsule and open it many years later, when they finally know all the mysteries of the universe. Frank misses his late mother terribly, even though he has no memory of her. The friends spend the night in a treehouse and talk about girls. Even at their age, they cannot make any sense of them. Frank lives with his father, Tom, in the quiet suburb of Middleton. At 12, the boy is already remarkably self-sufficient and can easily make breakfast. Tom is very kind, but he is obsessed with the environment and somewhat detached from reality, so Frank sometimes has to remind his father about basic things, like the fact that he needs to drive his son to school. The boy is fascinated by growing up and the changes happening to his body. The inquisitive boy asks his father plenty of uncomfortable questions, leaving Tom deeply embarrassed. The man belongs to a generation that is not used to discussing such things openly. Of the three friends, Brad is more popular with girls because he looks older. This boosts his confidence, and he gives his friends advice on how to act if they want girls to like them. Soon the boys come up with a brilliant plan: save up $100, go into the city, and see a real woman. That would be far more exciting than looking at women in glossy magazines. To make it happen, the boys are willing to save their lunch money and give up treats. Once they finally save enough money, the friends grab their bicycles and secretly leave the quiet suburbs for the big city. There is just one problem: they have no idea how to tell an ordinary woman from one who offers certain services. So the boys simply start approaching random women on the street and flashing their cash. Naturally, trouble finds them almost immediately. One woman slaps Frank across the face, and at that very moment a crafty drifter spots the boys and claims he can arrange everything if they follow him. Naive and unsuspecting, they trail him into an underground parking garage. The drifter has only one goal: to rob them. The boys realize it only when he pulls out a gun. An elderly businessman and his charming companion witness the scene. The woman immediately comes to the boys' aid, while the businessman, unwilling to get caught up in trouble, simply leaves her behind and drives off. Eva, that is the woman's name, is frustrated. She has lost a client. Cash, her pimp, will be furious if she does not bring back $100. The boys are willing to give her the money. Eva merely rolls her eyes, unable to understand what they are doing in a place like this or why they need the money at all. Frank explains that they only wanted to see a real woman and offers her a fair deal. After some hesitation, Eva agrees, hails a cab, and takes her new acquaintances to the place where she usually meets clients. Brad and Kevin watch in delight, while Frank covers his eyes with his hand. He is a gentleman after all. Either way, the boys are satisfied. It is time to head home. Their parents are going to be furious as it is. But the adventure is not over yet. Their bicycles have been stolen. Cash treats Eva and the other women in their circle cruelly, refusing to see them as people. Eva is exhausted by this life, but for now she has no way to change it. Many people judge women like her. It rarely occurs to them that no one chooses such a life because things are going well. Like anyone else, Eva longs to love and be loved, yet no one has ever shown her genuine kindness. Despite everything, Eva has found the strength not to grow bitter at the world. She takes Cash's car without permission and offers the boys a ride. Otherwise they would have to take the bus home without any money. Eva drops Frank off last. She cannot help noticing what a well-mannered young man he is. This strange encounter leaves her with a bittersweet feeling. Eva wishes she could live in a house as large and beautiful as Frank's. She wishes she had a family and could be happy. People who have all that and take it for granted do not even realize how lucky they are. The car will not start, so Eva asks Frank if she can use the phone. The boy happily invites her inside. Eva asks where his parents are. Frank replies that he only has his father. By day Tom teaches biology, and by night he tries to protect the environment. The boy is proud of his father and feels sorry for him because his goal seems almost impossible. Just then, Tom returns and meets Eva. He has never seen a more beautiful woman. Enchanted, he asks his son who she is. Frank lies and says she is Brad's new math tutor. Unable to take his eyes off Eva, Tom looks under the hood of her car. It appears to need major repairs, so she will have to come back tomorrow. Eva flirts with the shy, inexperienced Tom and offers to repay him for his help. Thinking she means help with math, Tom says it is not him but his son who could use some assistance. The misunderstanding is awkward. Eva walks down the street with her head held high. Passers-by turn to look at the striking blonde. Women eye her with judgment and envy, while men gaze at her with admiration. Frank, who has secretly followed Eva, offers her an ice cream. He does not want her to keep earning money this way, but Eva knows no other life. She does not even have enough money for a hotel room. The girls in Frank's class, who used to have eyes only for Brad, instantly turn their attention to Frank when they see him with such a beautiful woman. Eva introduces herself as the boy's aunt. While his father is busy raising money to save the local wetlands from development, Frank makes up a bed for Eva in the treehouse. He also gives her his late mother's pajamas. She died giving birth to him. The woman tells him how sorry she is. Frank meanwhile feels sorry for his father because he is so lonely. The boy wishes his father would marry Eva. Then two lonely people could make each other happy. Eva only smiles sadly. At Frank's age, the world still seems simple. He cannot understand that men like Tom do not marry women like Eva. Frank resorts to a trick and tells Eva that his father knows the truth about who she is. Eva still cannot understand why Tom does not just find himself a respectable woman. She does not believe she deserves selfless love and care. Frank thinks otherwise. The next day he boasts to his friends that Eva spent the night in the treehouse. The boys do not believe him, assuming he is merely trying to look cool. Frank proposes a bet. The situation is complicated by the fact that he failed his biology test. Taking advantage of the empty house, Eva goes inside to take a shower and freshen up. She wishes she could stay here forever. The teacher is willing to give Frank another chance by letting him give an oral presentation. Of course the boy wants to improve his grade, but speaking in front of the entire class is a real ordeal for him. Eva learns from the news that Cash has been found dead, probably killed by the mob. She immediately calls Betty, her colleague so to speak, and asks what happened. Terrified, Betty says Cash stole some money and tried to pin everything on Eva. Clearly Eva did not take anything, but she will have to convince Walter and his men of that. The woman realizes that she has to run if she wants to stay alive. The car still will not start, so she goes looking for Tom. He thinks she is late for one of her clients, meaning a math student of course. But Eva has no way of knowing this and is surprised by how understanding Tom is. She decides to stay in Middleton. No one knows where she is, so it is currently the safest place for her. Finding Eva in the bathroom, Frank's friends realize that he was telling the truth. Since Brad lost the bet, he gives Frank his leather jacket, just as they agreed. Meanwhile Frank and Eva decide that she can use the house whenever Tom is away. The rest of the time, she will stay in the tree house. The boy also asks Eva to help him with his oral biology presentation. Because of his father's absent-mindedness, Frank has to take care of dinner himself. The boy does not even know what home-cooked food tastes like because they live on ready-made meals. The next day Frank shows up at school wearing Brad's leather jacket, but that is not the main event. Today he has to give his oral presentation. After luring the teacher out of the classroom under false pretenses, Frank lets Eva in through the window. Everyone, especially the boys, is thrilled. Frank uses Eva as a visual aid for his anatomy lesson. Afterward, he becomes a school celebrity. Frank gives Eva his late mother's clothes. She feels uncomfortable wearing them, but the boy assures her that it is all right. Tom and Eva grow closer and closer. When he invites her to dinner, she gladly accepts. This is exactly what Frank has been trying to achieve. Noticing that the boy has started dressing differently, Eva guesses that he is trying to impress a girl. Frank admits that he is afraid to ask Stacy, the most popular girl in class, out. Eva gives Frank her treasured locket so he can give it to Stacy and impress her. But the boy will never give that locket to anyone. Eva and Tom take a walk and chat pleasantly before heading to the restaurant where he has already reserved a table. Tom tells her how he lost his wife and raised his son alone. Suddenly they run into another couple, and Eva recognizes the man as one of her former clients. Nervous, the man rushes to end the awkward conversation and usher his wife away. Tom meanwhile cannot understand why a grown man would need a math tutor. Realizing that Tom actually has no idea what she does for a living, Eva cannot hold back her tears. It turns out that Tom was interested in her not because he accepted her for who she was, he simply did not know the truth. The woman tells him everything about herself and reveals that the entire misunderstanding was Frank's doing. The boy wants them to get married. Tom demands an explanation from his son. Why did he do all this? Frank tries to convince his father that Eva is perfect for him. She has a kind heart, and that is what matters most. Eva gets ready to leave, convinced that Tom will throw her out anyway. But after listening to his son, Tom decides that he does not care who Eva was before they met. All that matters to him is that their feelings are sincere and mutual. Eva, however, is angry with Frank for deceiving her. The boy meant well. Deep down, both Tom and Eva understand that. Now the choice is theirs: keep living in the past or be happy together. They open their hearts to each other. Tom tells Eva how he fell in love with his late wife at first sight when they were still in school. Eva looks very much like her. Perhaps Frank sensed it too. The woman says that she ran away from home at 14 and has been unable to find her place in the world ever since. For the first time she stays with a man because she loves him. She cries, feeling happy and sad at the same time. With the help of Eva's former client, the same man she recently ran into in town, Walter tracks her down. From now on, Tom, Eva, and Frank live together. Eva is no longer angry with the boy. She is not yet ready to become part of their family, but they can try and see what happens. Frank would love for Eva to become his mother. Eva's daily routine now consists of grocery shopping and cooking dinner, but she is delighted by it. Even the people on the street have started looking at her differently. Naturally, Walter has not stopped searching for her. Yet even when he comes face to face with Eva, he fails to recognize her, because she now looks more like a housewife than someone in her former line of work. The woman knows that she cannot hide forever and must leave to protect Tom and Frank, who have become the dearest people in her life. The boy cries, begging her not to go, but she has no other choice. Only once she is alone does Eva finally let herself break down. Just as she gets the life of her dreams, she is forced to give it up. Leaving Tom and Frank a note, the woman quietly slips away. Frank gets ready for the school dance, determined to overcome his fear, and asks Stacy out on a date. As soon as Tom finds Eva's note, he takes her car, which he has just finished repairing, and goes looking for the woman he loves. But Tom has no idea that the car belongs to Cash. Frank is upset because Stacy chooses to dance with Brad. Kevin meanwhile has decided never to bathe again as a protest against society. Frank knows that if Eva were there, he could handle anything. Then Eva suddenly appears. She could not bring herself to leave after all. Frank and Eva hit the dance floor, quickly becoming the center of attention. Her former client, the very same man, turns out to be the parent of one of the students. He calls Walter. Walter and his men arrive almost at the same time as Tom. A massive brawl breaks out. Tom is ready to stand by the woman he loves to the very end. Walter is there to get the money back. He does not believe Eva when she says that she did not take anything. The man intends to get rid of her just as he did with Cash. Quick thinking, Frank pulls the fire alarm to cause chaos. It works. Eva manages to escape with the boys. Frank does not know how to drive, but he bravely stays at the wheel as Walter chases them. Eva and the boys manage to jump out before the car is nearly hit by a train, catches fire, and explodes. Firefighters and police arrive, forcing Walter to retreat. Tom arrives as soon as he hears what happened. He is relieved to find his son safe and sound, but Eva has vanished. She is determined to put her old life behind her for good and goes to see Jerry of her own accord, the man who outranks even Walter. Eva asks Jerry to let her go and stop coming after her. Surprisingly, Jerry agrees and promises that Walter will never bother her again. Now Eva is free to become whoever she wants. It turns out that the backpack she managed to grab before the explosion contains a large sum of money, the very money Cash stole. Tom is devastated. It seems that he has lost the fight to save the wetlands from development. If that place disappears, a part of him will die with it. But at the last moment the development project is cancelled. Someone has bought the wetlands and transferred ownership to Tom. The man cannot understand who could be so generous. A police officer points to the woman behind him, Eva. She has come back to stay with Tom and Frank forever.